fabulous story would begin after Universe 7 had won the Tournament of Power. Everyone would return to their respective places. Meanwhile, peace would reign on Earth. "Hey, Kakarot, I want to finish what we started last time," said the Saiyan Vegeta. Goku replies, "Of course, Vegeta. This time I'll finish you off for good." So, they moved away to an uninhabited place so they wouldn't cause any destruction. Meanwhile, elsewhere, in space, a mysterious character would say, "We're already getting close to planet Earth. Just wait a little longer." On Earth, Goku and Vegeta, both in Super Saiyan Blue, get into their fighting stances. Both Saiyans would attack each other. Vegeta says, "Hey, insect, use the power you used against Jiren." Goku replies, "I can't, Vegeta, I don't know how to do it. In that case, I'll beat you, Kakarot." So both Saiyans would start arguing to see who is stronger. Goku would walk away saying, "Vegeta, it doesn't matter, together we'll be even stronger." "That's more than obvious, Kakarot. I'll beat you no matter what." A fight was about to break out, but suddenly the entire planet Earth began to shake. What's happening? Where is all that enormous power coming from? Vegeta replies, "I don't know, Kakarot, but I feel like something bad is coming." Somewhere else, a spaceship had landed on the ice. "We've arrived," said the mysterious figure, who was stepping out of his ship. Meanwhile, Goku and Vegeta sensed a tremendous power coming from Antarctica. Vegeta says, "Let's go to where Bulma is, maybe she knows something." Goku, "Good idea. Let's go quickly." So they headed toward Bulma's house. A few minutes later, they arrived at Bulma's house and met up with her. Goku Saludaria, Bulma, los estaba esperando. Vegeta, what's going on? Bulma said, "Something dangerous is making the Earth shake. Apparently, it's coming from Antarctica." Vegeta, "Antarctica?" Bulma, "That's right. It's very far from here, but since you two can fly at incredible speed, it would only take you 5 minutes to get there." Goku says, "All right, let's go, Vegeta." Bulma, "Hey, Goku, wait. How do you plan to survive in that place? The temperatures are below 0 degrees. Goku, "So what should we do?" Bulma, "Here, I'll give you new suits." So Bulma gave them some suits. Goku and Vegeta put them on and quickly headed toward the source of the tremendous power. They arrived at the area and found a huge ship. "Hey, Kakarot, that ship looks like Frisia's," said Vegeta with extreme seriousness. Goku, "Yeah, Vegeta. However, the kid on that ship doesn't really look like Frisia's." At that moment, the ship opened and an old man stepped out. Vegeta asked, "Who are you?" "My name is Paragas, and I am the father of the legendary Super Saiyan." Vegeta, surprised, "The legendary Super Saiyan?" At that moment, Broly stepped out of the ship. Goku, "So that's where that incredible power is coming from." Vegeta, "So that guy has enough strength to make the whole planet shake." Paragas, laughing, said, "We've come to conquer Earth, so I won't waste any more time." Suddenly, Paragas shouted, "Broly, attack." Broly, unleashing his power, began to attack Vegeta. Vegeta transformed into Super Saiyan 1, but took a hit from Broly that sent him crashing. Vegeta, surprised, said, "This guy learns moves just by watching them." As Broly fought, he kept increasing his power and learning new fighting skills, forcing Vegeta to transform into Super Saiyan God. However, Broly let out a roar, suddenly boosting his power even more. Vegeta, impressed, said, "This guy, he has no limits." With incredible speed, Broly landed multiple blows on Vegeta, leaving him in bad shape. Vegeta would fall to the ground, detransformed and injured. Broly was about to attack Vegeta, but at that moment, Goku in Super Saiyan Blue attacked Broly. The two clashed fists, creating huge gusts of wind. Both Saiyans started exchanging blows. Some time passed, and Goku began to get tired. Asi Broly Tendria La Ventaja, Lanzandol Uncertero Galben Makara. Goku was sent flying, crashing into the ground. Goku would get up, injured, while he saw Vegeta stepping up next to him in a fighting stance. Goku, "Wow, this guy has no limits, he's way too strong. In just a few minutes, he managed to match my god form." Vegeta, "He really is a monster who just keeps getting stronger." De repente, Broly de tonto aumenta su fuerza romperia sus limites y en un segundo estelaria de ira, liberando un gigantesco ki. Goku, he's increasing his power. Broly let out a roar, causing everything to explode. That's how he transformed into the legendary Super Saiyan. Goku and Vegeta are stunned. In the blink of an eye, Broly appears in front of both of them, grabbing Vegeta and hitting him. He would appear behind him, going for a super kick, but Broly grabs his leg and punches him in the groin, making Goku scream in pain as much as he can, falling to the ground and losing his transformation. Broly would laugh and say, "Die, trash," as he threw an energy ball at him. Goku, who was in terrible shape, couldn't dodge or deflect the attack. I couldn't protect the Earth. I couldn't do anything against this beast. I'm about to die. Goodbye, my friends. Goku said this as he cried. Taking the full force of the energy ball, Vegeta would shout, "Kakarot." Where am I? Why can't I move? Said our Saiyan, son Goku, who found himself in a small spaceship with his parents, Bardock and Jain. Jain, our son, will be named Kakarot. That name is worthy of a Saiyan, said Bardock with a cheerful face. Meanwhile, Goku says to himself, Kakarot. There are only a few people who call me that, and the only ones are Vegeta and Raditz, along with the Saiyans. Wait, he called me son. He said this out loud. Bardock and Jain were left frozen in shock when they saw that their son could speak at such a young age. Goku realized what must have happened, saying, Broly killed me, and if I'm not crazy, if I'm not dead, it means I was reborn with the memories of my previous life. The Saiyan Goku was astonished. While Bardock and Jain were both shocked and confused, suddenly, behind them, the tyrant Frieza appeared. Bardock was paralyzed when he saw Frieza standing in front of him. Bardock said, "What are you doing here, Lord Frieza?" At that moment, Goku shouted, "Father, kill Frieza. He's the one who wipes out the Saiyans." Everyone present was stunned by Goku's words. Bardock said, "What did you say? That's not possible. Frieza would never betray us." But then Frieza let out a cackle and said, well, how did your son know all that information?" "Hey, Saiyan, your son is right. I have no idea how the hell he found out about my plan to wipe out the Saiyan race." Bardock, shocked, says, "Are you seriously trying to wipe us out? Are you out of your mind, Frieza? After we've followed all your orders, you're still going to betray us?" Frieza laughs, "Ho ho, you miserable little Saiyan monkeys. Now I will be the one to exterminate your pathetic race." Bardock, more furious than ever, was about to attack Frieza. Frieza would easily dodge his attacks. Then he would strike Bardock. Bardock would be thrown back and fall to the ground, badly injured from the beating he had taken from the tyrant. Meanwhile, Jain and Goku were watching the whole thing unfold. Goku says, "Damn it. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm not strong enough to defeat him." Meanwhile, Frieza was slowly approaching Bardock, saying, "This is your end. Say goodbye to your family." Then, Frieza would charge up a supernova with his finger while laughing. At that moment, Frieza would get slapped. Bardock and Goku were left frozen in shock at what Jain had just done. Frieza would turn to look at Goku's mother and raise his hand, landing a powerful punch that sent Jain flying, crashing her into some rocks. At that moment, the whole sky clouded over, creating strong gusts of wind. Lightning struck all around Bardock, who was on the ground, filled with rage. Bardock, while pounding the ground, says, "Damn you, Frieza. No, I won't forgive you." Bardock's hair would turn yellow. Goku, who was watching, would be shocked. Goku SES the Transformando and El Legendario Super Saiyan. Meanwhile, Frieza would be laughing, saying, "You won't forgive me? You're a useless monkey. Your power will never compare to my great power." Bardock would stand up, emanating a tremendous power that made his muscles grow. Bardock. "And no one hits my Jain," Bardock shouted as he transformed into a Super Saiyan. Frieza, paralyzed and terrified, would say, "What the hell? No, it can't be. That's the legendary Super Saiyan from the legend. What the hell?" Bardock would look at himself, seeing his immense power, and then stare straight at Frieza, saying, "Get ready, Frieza." And so, Bardock began to humiliate Frieza. Bardock would be humiliating Frieza. At that moment, Frieza would retreat, badly injured. Frieza says, "The damn Saiyan, no, this can't be. I'll kill you." Frieza would be increasing his power tremendously. Bardock, nervous and worried, would say, "If he keeps raising his ki, I won't be able to handle another one of those. I have to finish him off once and for all." So Bardock quickly unleashes his power, appearing behind Frieza, charging up and launching an energy ball at him. Frieza would be paralyzed by the Saiyan's move, taking the full brunt of the attack. Frieza would scream as he was reduced to ashes. And so, the tyrant Frieza was wiped from the face of the universe. Bardock, who was extremely exhausted, reverted to his normal form and quickly headed toward Jain. Jain was unconscious among some rocks. Bardock picked up Jain and Goku, taking them to another place. As Bardock flew, he asked, "How did you know that Frieza was going to wipe out the Saiyan race?" "Because I was reborn with my old memories." "This is what our Saiyan, Goku, said with a serious face. And what happened in your old memories?" "Desia Bardock Mui Dodoso." Goku replied, "Well, first I defeated Prince Vegeta." Bardock was left stunned. Goku said, "And not only that, but I also went to planet Namek with my friends and faced Frieza, defeating him with my Super Saiyan form." After that, Frieza came back to life. But Vegeta's son, who came from the future, killed him completely, and a lot of things happened. Goku told him everything about the androids, how they defeated Cell, then the awakening of Majin Buu and Buu's defeat. Bardock, very impressed by everything his son had gone through, heard Goku say, "I even faced the gods." He would tell him everything. Bardock, speechless and amazed, says, "Son, I'm proud of you. You became very powerful. You even surpassed the gods of destruction themselves." Goku, laughing, would say, "Now I'll have to start training again to get back to my old strength." Bardock, "I won't be left behind. I'll achieve all the Saiyan forms. And now, what will you do?" "I'll return to Earth so that all the events that happened can unfold again." Bardock laughs. "Come on, can't you stay for a while?" "I can't, father, but I promise we'll see each other again," said Goku sadly. "Bardock, it's all right, son. Train hard so that when we meet again, we'll have a good fight." Goku, laughing, says, "Yes, of course, father." Goku like this. Goku would leave planet Vegeta with the sole promise of returning to his parents. So, the next day, he would say goodbye to his mother. Jain is very sad. Goku would say, "Mother, when we see each other again, I promise we'll be together forever." Jain, crying, says, "I'll miss you, son." Then Goku would turn to look at his father, Bardock. "Father, when we see each other again, we'll have our big fight and I'll defeat you." Bardock laughs. "We'll see about that." So Goku would head toward planet Earth. Jain and Bardock would be sad about their son's departure, but at the same time happy because they would see him again. For days later, Goku would arrive on Earth, and things would happen just like in the original story, where he meets Grandpa Gohan. The only difference is that this time, Goku would be less mischievous, and Grandpa Gohan would die of old age. Goku would meet Bulma. So, this would be the start of their search for the Dragon Balls, defeating the patrol along the way. In this case, Chi-Chi would have told him about the promise to get married when they grew up, but Goku would know what getting married meant, so he wouldn't agree to it. Goku would meet all his friends. In this scenario, since Goku had trained much more, he would be the winner of the tournament, defeating Piccolo very easily. So Goku would train for 4 years. That way, he would be 18 years old and already have a power level much higher than in the original story. He had a power level of 10,000. Así estaría a punto de comenzar el torneo. Goku would meet up with his friends again. He would see Bulma, noticing that Bulma was now a grown woman. Bulma would also look at Goku. She would feel something for the Saiyan, since she saw that he was very handsome and had a great physique. But neither of them would say anything. The tournament would begin, and Goku would defeat everyone without any difficulty. That's when he would run into Chi-Chi, and Chi-Chi would ask him if he wanted to marry her. Goku would say that he never felt anything for her. Milk muy triste saldría del torneo llorando. So Goku would fight Piccolo, but he would defeat him easily and win the tournament. After the tournament, Goku would go into a room and see Bulma waiting for him there. Surprised, Goku would greet Bulma. Bulma greets him and, blushing deeply, would say the following words, "Go Goku." Well, when we were kids I didn't feel anything for you. But now that I've seen you again, I really like you and I'm starting to feel something for you. And honestly, I like you, Goku. All this time I've liked you a lot and I wanted to ask you if you would want to marry me. Goku, more than surprised, would blush and say, "WL, Bulma. The truth is, I like you too. So I accept, I'll marry you, Bulma." Both of them would be very happy, sharing a kiss, and then a few months would go by. Then, the two of them would get married. Así ambos tendrían un hijo al que se lo llamaría Gohan, debido al nombre de su abuelito de Son Goku. During this time, Goku and Gohan would train in the mountains. Bulma would let Gohan train because he wouldn't have any problems with his studies. About 6 years would go by like this, with 2 of those years spent training at the temple, where both Saiyans would become extraordinarily strong, to the point that Goku would reach a power level of 250,000 and be able to transform into Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2, although he wouldn't be able to control it very well. In Gohan's case, he would have a total power level of 150,000 and could only transform into Super Saiyan. So, Goku and his family would go visit Master Roshi, who would be with Krillin, and they would be amazed at the tremendous power of Goku and his son Gohan. Goku and his friends would talk about everything they had done over these years. Suddenly, they would sense a key approaching Master Roshi's house. Everyone would go outside and see a figure flying toward them, getting closer. A few seconds later, the Saiyan Raditz would appear. Goku thinks to himself, "It's Raditz, he's not strong at all, so we won't have any problems." Raditz would stand in front of everyone and say, well, I found you, Kakarot, and from what I can see, you haven't destroyed or conquered this damn planet. Goku, angry, "If you don't want to die, leave Earth." Raditz would laugh and say, "Leave? You want me to leave? And if I don't, what are you going to do about it?" He would then check his power level, seeing that it was 500 in total. "Kakarot, you're a weakling. You don't have enough strength to stand up to me," said Raditz with a smile, full of confidence. Goku would laugh, "Don't trust those gadgets." Goku would start to raise his ki. "Raditz, but what's happening? How can his power be so high?" Raditz's scouter would break. Goku shouts, "Kaioken," appears right in front of him, and with a single blow pierces through Raditz, who falls to the ground barely alive. Goku's friends are left stunned by his immense power. Raditz, bleeding, "D-damn you, Kakarot. Other Saiyans will come and kill you." Goku, laughing, would say, "I already know that, you wretch." Charging up an energy ball and finishing off Raditz, Goku turns around with a big smile on his face. A year would pass like this, with Goku's friends training hard, while Goku spent the whole year resting. He was completely carefree, knowing he had enough power to defeat any new threats that might come to Earth. Goku would rest all year because he would have enough power to face any enemies that threatened Earth. The year would fly by. So, Goku and his friends would wait for the arrival of the Saiyan warriors, waiting just a few hours. Then, in the distance, 2 spaceships could be seen landing on Earth. They would crash into the ground, creating a huge crater. "They're here," said Goku, looking completely unconcerned. Gohan would say, "All right, let's go. I'm sure they're strong, I can't wait to fight them." So, Goku and his friends would head toward the Saiyans who had just landed. Everyone would watch as the spaceship opened and 2 figures stepped out, their identities unknown to everyone except Goku, who knew exactly who they were. Then Vegeta and Nappa stepped out. Well, looks like they were waiting for us, Vegeta, said Nappa with a big grin. Vegeta, in a low voice, said, "Hey, insect, don't get too cocky. These beings have considerable power." Nappa would check their power levels, seeing that the 2 strongest were Goku and Gohan, both with a power level of 5,000. Nappa, nervously, says, "It's true, they're not weak at all." Author's note, in this theory, Nappa would have a power level of 10,000 and Vegeta a power level of 30,000. That's right. They would be stronger than in the original story. "All right, let's continue. Who are you?" yelled Krillin furiously. "We are Saiyans and we've come to conquer this planet," said Nappa while laughing. Goku would say, "Why do you want to conquer Earth?" "For fun, simply because we're bored." Goku, very angry, says to himself, "My father already defeated Frieza because he wanted to keep conquering planets. If you no longer follow Frieza's orders," Nappa shouts, "well, if you get in the way of our plan, we won't have any choice but to kill you." Gohan, do you really think you could beat us? Nappa, their power is below mine, so it wouldn't be any trouble to finish them off right now. At that moment, Nappa would launch an attack on Gohan, but Gohan would easily dodge his attacks and land several blows. Nappa takes the hits and is sent flying, crashing into some rocks. Vegeta would be shocked, saying, "What just happened? What did that brat just do?" Meanwhile, Gohan would talk to Goku. "Dad, let me fight both of them," Gohan said, very confident in his strength. Goku, laughing, replies, "All right, but don't kill them." Gohan would go after Nappa. On the other hand, Nappa would get up, coming out of the rocks badly hurt. "Nappa, what the hell?" Suddenly, he would take a massive blow to the back, crashing into the ground. Nappa, seriously injured, would get up again and see Gohan. "Damn kid, I'll kill you no matter what." He launches a super attack, and Gohan shouts, "Kamehameha." So both of them would create a clash of attacks. Gohan would unleash a bit more power, winning the clash. Nappa would scream as he took the full force of the attack, resulting in a huge explosion. After the explosion and once the dust settled, Nappa would appear on the ground, bleeding. He would call out to Vegeta for help. Vegeta laughs and says, "Nappa, you're an insect." Grabbing Nappa and launching an attack that pulverizes him, the Z fighters would be shocked by what the Saiyan just did. Vegeta would look at Goku and say, "Kakarot, all the Saiyans on planet Vegeta recognize you as the son of the legendary Super Saiyan. Your father, Bardock, is now the king of planet Vegeta. He is the strongest of all the Saiyans. Nappa wanted to conquer the planet, but in reality, we received orders from your father, who wants to see you." Goku, very surprised, says, "So, you're not here to harm Earth?" Vegeta, "Of course not, you insect. It's just that miserable Nappa didn't want to obey your father's orders. That's why I eliminated him." "I see. All right then. I'll go to planet Vegeta to visit my parents." "Krillin, how are we going to get there?" "If we don't have enough ships," Goku says, "I'll ask Bulma to build a ship." "Gohan, good idea, Dad." Vegeta, "Well, insects, I'm out of here." Goku would say, "Hey, Vegeta." Vegeta says, "What do you want?" Goku, "Don't you want to get stronger?" Vegeta, "I doubt I'll get any stronger with you guys." Goku would start raising his energy, making Vegeta's scouter explode. Vegeta is impressed. Where is he getting all that power from? Suddenly, Goku lets out a shout, transforming into a Super Saiyan. Vegeta is shocked. That's the legendary Super Saiyan. Goku laughing, "See, I'm strong too. If you train with us, you can reach this form too." "All right, insects, I accept your proposal," said Vegeta with a serious face. Piccolo, "Well, I'm off." So Piccolo and Goku's friends would leave, heading to their respective places, while Goku, along with Gohan and Vegeta, made their way to Bulma's house. A few minutes later, Goku arrived and asked Bulma if she could build a spaceship. Bulma was very upset because her Goku was going to another planet for a while. Goku comes closer and says, "What's wrong, Bulma?" Bulma says,
"Goku, why do you have to go to another planet? Don't you want to stay with me?"
Goku, nervous, replies, "Of course I do, Bulma. I care about you a lot, but I want to visit my race and my parents. Can you build the ship?"
"All right. Yes, I can build the ship. It'll take me about 2 weeks, but the only thing I want is for you to give me my reward tonight for making the ship."
Bulma said flirtatiously. Goku, laughing, "Of course, Bulma, you won't get any sleep tonight." And so, 2 weeks would go by, during which Goku would train with Vegeta. That way, the ship would be ready. Goku would let his friends know. So, the ones who were going to planet Vegeta were Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Piccolo, and Bald Krillin. They said their goodbyes to everyone, boarded the ship, and took off, heading straight for planet Vegeta. While they traveled on the ship, they trained because the ship had gravity 10 times greater than Earth's. About 10 days would pass before the Z warriors arrived on planet Vegeta. They would be greeted by some Saiyans. Then, from a distance, a voice could be heard saying, "Son." Goku. Everyone turned around and saw Bardock together with Jain. Goku, amazed, said, "Father." "Mother." Then, Jain hugged Goku while Bardock just gave a small smile. Goku's friends would kneel before Goku's father, but Bardock would say, "That's not necessary. You are Goku's friends." Goku says, "It's been so long." Look, let me introduce you to my son, Gohan. Bardock and Giant were surprised. Bardock, wow, so I'm a grandfather now. Giant would be overjoyed, hugging her grandson. Gohan is very embarrassed, while Goku looks at Bardock and, laughing, says, Dad, do you remember the promise I made you a while ago? Bardock laughs. Of course I do. Right now, I'm finally going to have that fight I've always wanted. Vegeta would say, insects, you all aren't on my level. Bardock, surprised. Vegeta, don't you have enough power to take us on? Vegeta, laughing. Oh, Bardock, I could finish you off right now. Goku steps in, saying, Vegeta, we'll fight another time. For now, I want to have a battle with my father. Vegeta, with a serious look, walks away. Goku and Bardock stare each other down, getting into fighting stances, while the others just watch, anticipating the great fight that's about to happen. Goku laughs and lets out a shout, transforming into a Super Saiyan. Bardock, very impressed, says, wow, so you can transform now. Then, Bardock lets out a small shout and transforms into a Super Saiyan as well. So, they are about to start an intense and amazing fight. Father and son are about to begin an epic battle. Don't hold back, Kakarot. Come at me with everything you've got. No, Dad, I want to have some fun. As you wish, but don't get overconfident, Bardock would say. Then, just a few seconds later, he would rush in to attack Goku, throwing powerful punches. Goku would defend himself, barely managing to block Bardock's attacks. Then, Goku would counterattack, landing a strong and precise kick to Bardock's face. He would go flying, crashing into some rocks. Goku, laughing, would say, come on, Dad, is that all the King of the Saiyans has got? But suddenly, Bardock would appear behind Goku. Goku, stunned, says, I'm impossible, what speed? Then, Bardock would unleash a flurry of punches at him. Goku would take the hits, crashing to the ground with injuries. Bardock would appear in front of Goku, extending his hand as he said, this fight is over, Kakarot. Goku would have reverted from his transformation and would be clutching his arm, which had multiple wounds. The King of the Saiyans would charge a gigantic energy ball in his right hand. At that moment, Goku would let out a slight laugh and begin to gather a large amount of ki. As he increased his power, everything would start to shake. Then, Goku would let out a powerful scream, transforming into Super Saiyan Phase 2, and would quickly appear in front of Bardock, landing a strong punch to his face, causing Bardock to lose his attack and go flying up into the sky. Bardock would be in the sky, in pain. Goku, moving at incredible speed, appears above him, brings his hands together, and strikes him on the head. Bardock would try to block the powerful blow, but he would fall to the ground, crashing down and losing his transformation, making a loud crack. After the dust settled, Bardock could be seen badly injured. Goku's friends would be shocked to see the current state of the King of the Saiyans. Goku, well, I think the fight ends here. But Bardock would say to Goku, don't get cocky. Don't think you're the only one who reached that form. No way, don't tell me you know this form too, said Goku, very confused. Bardock put on a serious face, raising his power drastically. He would then transform into Super Saiyan 2. I figured as much. It was obvious you were going to reach that form, Goku said confidently. Bardock, looking serious, would say to his son, let's finish this once and for all, since I never managed to master this form at 100%. So, I won't be able to maintain this transformation for long. With that, both characters, moving at incredible speed, would launch themselves at each other, starting to trade blows and creating huge gusts of wind. The fight was very evenly matched, but since Bardock couldn't fully control that form, he started to get into trouble. In the distance, voices could be heard saying, come on, Dad, you can do it, Gohan and Goku's friends would shout. So, Goku began landing multiple blows on Bardock. Bardock, exhausted and out of energy, took all of his son's attacks. With that, he was sent flying, reverting back to his normal form, and crashed to the ground, bringing the great battle to an end. Everyone rushed over to help both of them. Goku and Bardock rested for a few hours, while Giant showed Goku's friends all around planet Vegeta. They were flying through the air. Vegeta said to Giant, wow, it's been a long time since I've been to this planet. How's my father doing? Giant replied, he is. He is one of the best soldiers on this planet. Vegeta would go, but at that moment he would feel a tremendous pressure, and, astonished, he says, do you feel that immense power heading toward this planet? Yes, Mr. Piccolo, it's a very large key, Gohan would say, impressed. Vegeta, let's go to where that great power is coming from. So, they would move closer to the gigantic power. Meanwhile, elsewhere on planet Vegeta, a large ship similar to Frieza's had descended to the ground. From the ship, many soldiers would emerge along with two strange figures. On the other hand, Goku, the prince of the Saiyans, together with his father the king, would wake up sensing a great power in the distance. Goku would say, "Whose gigantic ki am I sensing? I don't know, but I feel like something bad is about to happen," said Bardock, holding his head. "Well, let's go right away. Your mother and your friends must be heading toward that area." So both Saiyans would set off. Meanwhile, Vegeta and the others would arrive at the area, seeing a gigantic ship along with many soldiers. They would move a little closer. Suddenly, Vegeta was left stunned. Krillin asks, "Hey Vegeta, what's with that look?" Gohan, "Mr. Vegeta, what's wrong?" Vegeta says, Those are the damn Dodoria and Zarbon, and from what I can see, their power levels have increased tremendously. They're not the same as before." Piccolo, what do you mean they're not the same as before? It seems that both of them underwent some training, becoming incredibly powerful. Gohan says, "Well, let's go take them out, since they're a threat to this planet." "Yes, let's go. We can handle this ourselves," said Krillin. "Grandma, I want you to go to the castle. I feel like something really bad is about to happen," said Gohan with a very serious look on his face. Jin replies, Yes, well, boys, I'm going to leave now. Please, I ask you not to get hurt." And so, Gene would leave the place. Vegeta, "Well, what are we waiting for? Insect? Let's stop hiding here and go." They all lifted their heads, and within seconds, the Z warriors appeared in front of Dodoria and Zarbon's great army. Well, so Vegeta, you're here," said Dodoria while laughing. "Vegeta, you damn insect. After King Bardock killed Trezor, you ran away from the planet, didn't you?" Of course, knowing he was the legendary Super Saiyan that everyone feared, "I decided to go train with the strongest in the universe," said Dodoria. "Piccolo, with the strongest in the universe?" Zarbon interrupted, saying, "There's no need for you to know, because right now I'll finish you all off one by one." Zarbon lunged to attack the Z warriors. Vegeta stepped in front of everyone saying, "I'll take care of this one. You guys defeat that army and that fat pink guy." So Vegeta began trading blows with Zarbon, while the Z warriors finished off the entire army within minutes, leaving only Dodoria. "Well, so you took out my army that easily. I'm not surprised, since the Saiyans have become far too strong over this time, but I will be the one to wipe out this miserable race." Piccolo, angry, says, "It seems you talk a lot. Now I'll shut that big mouth of yours." Piccolo lunged to attack Dodoria. He would block their blows without difficulty. Gohan would say, "Hey Krillin, the problem isn't these guys. It's that I sense two incredibly strong presences inside that ship." Krillin, "Me too. There are two extremely strong individuals inside that ship. Let's go check it out." But suddenly, both of them would be struck by Dodoria. They were sent flying, crashing into the ground. On the other hand, Vegeta was having trouble with Zarbon. "Hey, you damn insect, how did you get so strong?" Zarbon replies, "We already told you, we trained with the strongest beings in this entire universe." At that moment, Zarbon saw an opening in Vegeta's defense, and landed a flurry of blows. Vegeta fell to the ground, bleeding. "Zarbon, your power level is below mine. You're nothing." Vegeta shouted, "Damn you, I'll end your life," transforming into a Super Saiyan. Zarbon, quickly realizing Vegeta's power, shifted into his final form, drastically increasing his strength. The two then began to trade blows with each other. The fight was very evenly matched, but Vegeta powered up to 100% and unleashed a final flash at him. Zarbon, extremely nervous and out of strength, took the full force of the attack and was obliterated. Vegeta reverted from his transformation, muttering to himself, "Damn it, that insect wore me out so much. How could he match my Super Saiyan?" Meanwhile, the Z fighters were battling Dodoria. Piccolo shouted, "Come on Gohan, let's finish this once and for all." "Yes, let's finish this once and for all," Gohan said, very excited. He then transformed into a Super Saiyan and attacked Dodoria, engaging in an intense battle. After a few minutes, the Z fighters were shocked to see that Dodoria was matching Gohan's power, even while he was transformed, greatly weakened. Gohan pulled back. Dodoria, laughing in the sky, said, "I'll wipe you all out," as he charged up a supernova and hurled it at the Z fighters. Gohan and the others powered up their strongest attacks and launched them at Dodoria, resulting in a clash of attacks. Dodoria greatly increased his power, gaining the upper hand in the clash. While the Z fighters were clearly struggling, Krillin shouts, Damn it, how does this guy have so much power? Release all your power now. If this attack hits us, we'll be wiped out, said Piccolo, very worried. Dodoria would be laughing as he shouted, "Die, cockroaches." But then he gets hit in the back by a massive energy ball. Dodoria wouldn't be affected by the attack, turning around while still locked in the clash of attacks, and he would see Vegeta. Vegeta, watching, says, "Ha, ha, you damn fatso, I'll kill you right now." With that, Vegeta would start firing off a barrage of energy blasts. Dodoria shouts. Wretched Vegeta, he takes the attacks, being seriously injured. However, he would keep fighting in the clash of attacks. I admit you're very tough, but this is where it ends for you. Vegeta would then go Super Saiyan and unleash a final flash. Dodoria would scream, "Damn you," taking the combined attack from the Z Warriors and Vegeta, resulting in a massive explosion. After the dust settled, Dodoria would appear on the ground, on the verge of death. Everyone would approach him, but right behind them, none other than Goku and Bardock would arrive. Goku, very surprised, would say, "What happened to you all? You're all badly hurt, Piccolo." "We were fighting that guy." Bardock and Goku would look at Dodoria, who was lying on the ground unable to move. Bardock, very furious, would say, "Damn you Dodoria, you were the one who slaughtered my friend. Now it's time to wipe you out." Vegeta would step in front of Bardock, saying, "Bardock, I'll be the one to kill him." Bardock, still furious, would turn his face and say, "Do as you wish, but make it quick." Vegeta would slowly approach Dodoria and charge a small energy ball, saying, "Go to hell, Dodoria." Just as he was about to throw it, he would receive a powerful blow to the stomach, causing Vegeta to spit blood from his mouth. Everyone would be shocked by this event. "Ha ha ha, you miserable good-for-nothing trash. Your end has come. The great Turles will finish off each and every one of you." Everyone is stunned. Dodoria, on the ground, would say, "Great Turles, please help me," reaching out his hand. Turles, laughing, would grab his hand and fire an energy ball at him, blowing Dodoria's head off. Goku and the others would be paralyzed. Goku in his mind, "That bastard, I think he's changing history. I've never seen that guy before. Do you want to be the first to die? Damn it. Does this guy have a monstrous ki? Disgusting insect. I'll be the one to end your miserable life," Vegeta would say, full of rage. He would power up and quickly launch himself at Turles, throwing a barrage of punches. The Saiyan Turles would dodge the blows effortlessly and then counterattack with a flurry of punches and kicks. Vegeta would take the hits head-on, falling to the ground severely injured. Vegeta, very surprised, would say, "No, impossible. How can he have so much power?" From a distance, Goku would say, "Vegeta, get away from that guy. You won't be able to defeat him on your own." Vegeta, badly injured, would decide to move away from Turles, while Turles, laughing, would say, "Cockroaches aren't even good for training. I'll finish off every single one of you." He would then charge up a massive Nova and hurl it at all the warriors. At that moment, Goku, together with Bardock, would quickly transform into Super Saiyans, each launching a powerful attack that collided with the Supernova, creating a clash of forces. But Turles would have the upper hand in the struggle between the attacks. Gohan would see that his father and grandfather couldn't hold back the supernova, so he would step in to help them, transforming into a Super Saiyan and unleashing his best attack, the Kamehameha. Turles says, "Damn you, you won't defeat me." He would then increase his power dramatically. Goku and the others would be stunned, taking the full force of the attack, which caused a massive explosion, making the entire planet shake, and creating a huge cloud of smoke. After the dust settled, Goku, Bardock, and Gohan, who had taken the attack, would be badly injured. Meanwhile, on the other side, Vegeta and Piccolo would go to help Goku, Gohan, and Bardock, while Turles would say, "Is that all your power? I didn't even have to use half of my strength." Suddenly, Vegeta and the others would appear. So, Krillin, who had some Senzu beans, would give them to the three Saiyans. Goku and the others would recover, keeping their eyes on Turles. "I'll fight him. You guys stay out of this," Goku would say with a cold expression. Then, in the blink of an eye, Goku would appear in front of Turles. "So, you want to be the first to witness my power?" At that moment, before Goku could say anything, he was struck by a powerful blow to the face. Goku went flying, bouncing off a large rock, only to then receive a hard kick to the stomach. Along with a powerful blow to the back, Goku was sent flying again. Turles quickly unleashed multiple attacks at him. As Goku was falling, he took the hits, crashing into the ground.
Turles, laughing, says, Kakarot, I'm warning you, you'll never be able to beat me at that level of fighting, so you'd better start raising your power before I wipe you out and murder your pathetic family. Suddenly, Goku, badly injured and filled with rage, says, Damn you, I won't let you keep killing innocent people. Goku would begin to release a huge amount of ki, drastically increasing his power, letting out a loud scream as he transforms into Super Saiyan Stage 2. Meanwhile, Goku's friends would be watching the fight, but suddenly, they would start to sense another extremely strong ki. Do you feel that tremendous power? Says Krillin. Vegeta, very nervous, says, it's getting closer and closer. Bardock shouts, everyone, stay alert. At that moment, Krillin would receive a powerful blow to the stomach. Everyone would turn to look at Krillin, who was on the ground, on the verge of death. Bardock and the others would be shot. Piccolo, who was it that hit Krillin? Suddenly, a voice could be heard saying, don't worry, I'll kill you all right now. Everyone would look up at the sky, stunned. Vegeta, very frightened, it's the father, it's Frieza's father. Bardock, deeply shocked, says, damn it, I forgot to finish off that guy. King Cold would say, well, it's time for this race to disappear. Right now, I will avenge my son. Gohan, together with Krillin, would attack Frieza's father, but he, unleashing all his power, would land a blow on each of them at incredible speed. They would fall to the ground. Vegeta would also attack him, transforming into Super Saiyan maximum power. Thus, they would exchange blows. The fight would be evenly matched until King Cold said, I'm bored now, I will finish you off in seconds and rule the entire universe. With that, he began to concentrate a tremendous amount of power, then let out a powerful scream, releasing a huge surge of energy that created massive gusts of wind along with a great explosion. After the huge explosion, Bardock and the others who were injured would look at Frieza's father. Bardock was quite shocked as he said, impossible, this power can't belong to that guy. Vegeta, very impressed. Wait, what incredible power. Vegeta would quickly appear behind King Cold, throwing a precise punch at him, but King Cold would stop it with one hand and deliver a powerful elbow to his face. Vegeta would fall out of his transformed state, badly injured. He would then crash into the ground, losing consciousness. Everyone was stunned to see that Vegeta had been defeated with just one blow. Meanwhile, on the other side, Goku was transformed into Super Saiyan 2. He was exchanging punches, kicks, and energy blasts with Turles. The fight between the two Saiyans was very evenly matched, but suddenly Turles pulled back and said, well, so you had a great hidden power after all. Then, I will also reveal my great power. With that, Turles ate an apple. His muscles grew larger. Su ki se elevaba hasta los cielos. Suddenly, Turles attacked Goku, hitting him hard. Our protagonist couldn't block or dodge Turles' attacks, because he was just too fast. With no other choice, Goku shouted, Kaioken, times 30. Turles, shocked, was pierced by Goku's fist. He looked down at his stomach, seeing that he had been impaled. Dadam you Kakarot, Yora. Before he could finish speaking, Goku fired a Kamehameha at him, turning him to ashes. Meanwhile, on the other side, the great King Cold was humiliating the Z fighters. Goku could feel his friend's ki growing weaker and weaker. He quickly used his instant transmission, appearing in front of his friends, and seeing that most of them were on the ground, exhausted and badly injured. Goku with a surprised look said, What happened here? Meanwhile, Bardock and Krillin were fighting against Frieza's father. Damn it, this can't be happening. That monster is finishing off every one of us, said a badly injured Bardock, unable to do anything. Suddenly, Goku appeared in front of Bardock. Father, rest. I'll defeat him. No, Kakarot, you can't take him on alone. He's too powerful, Bardock said, very worried. Without saying another word and full of determination, Goku transforms into Super Saiyan level 2. Seeing King Cold torturing Krillin, Goku, at an incredible speed, landed a punch on his face, sending him flying. Letting go of Krillin, Goku grabbed the bald man and said, Krillin, go help my father, I'll handle this. Krillin, severely injured, was about to go help Bardock, but he was impaled by some large, sharp horn. Goku was left speechless. King Cold grabbed Krillin and threw him into the sky, launching an attack at him and causing him to explode. Bardock, witnessing this, was shocked. Meanwhile, Goku glared furiously at King Cold. Así alrededor de este se crearían rayos. I will never, ever forgive you. I